Hello fellow modelers and styling fanatics, welcome back to my channel. I hope that everyone is doing fine and enjoys the hobby. Concrete Bunker is back again with another one of its notorious episodes. On today's episode, me and Past George are working in our Sit High Engage project, which is nothing else than the Volkswagen Type 82E from CMK in 1 to 35th scale and kit number T35014. And let's talk about this episode a little bit. So you guys are familiar with my Sit High and Engage project. For anyone that isn't familiar, I will leave a link in the description below to my unboxing of this kit and reveal of this project, so you guys know what I am talking about. So to be able to build the diorama, I will need to know the dimensions, and for me to be able to know the dimensions, I have to put together the main protagonists. The main protagonists of this scene is the figure, which is already put together by Rob, who kindly provided me with that figure, and the beetle. So today I have me and Past George, as I've said, we have worked together on the main assembly of our beetle. We have managed to complete the whole thing, although it is held together mostly by blue tack, mainly for painting reasons. You are going to have a good idea of how this vehicle looks, and I can already tell you that this kit is pretty solid. It is not awesome due to detail issues, but it is really solid. So guys, I don't want to bore you any further. You all know the drill. Grab a seat, make yourselves comfortable, crack the mandatory cold one, and let's see what me and Past George have in stock for you in this episode. Well guys, time for us to start working on our Volkswagen Beetle Type 82, and here is my plan. So I am of course going to start assembling stuff, but I am going to do everything in sub-assemblies, since it at one point it will need me to detail paint it. So of course I am going to start from the third page of the instructions, weird, and from step number 1, which is the road wheels assembly. So in step number 1, as I've said in my unboxing of the kit, it already gives you the choice, two choices between road wheels. One is for the camoed staff car, and one is for the normal staff car. When I say camoed, you know what I mean, the not so fancy staff car, I'm gonna call it. So I am opting for the not so fancy staff car, and here is what I have chosen. I have chosen the road wheels without the hubcaps. So I have cleaned everything for step number 1, and we are starting and we will start to glue some pieces. So first of all, I'm gonna grab all of the road wheels first. Let me get you closer. Let me grab also a pair of tweezers, because I am unorganized as always. Where is a random one? Oh no, that's my go-to one. So 1, 2, and 4. Apply some glue and talk about it. I am really happy that most of you guys are interested in this project, because I was afraid that you won't find a funny project so interesting. But from time to time I need to do something funny, funny and weird together, just to replenish my mojo, mainly after a big and demanding build. And looks like I am running low on extra thin. So now we are going to grab this part, which is the front steering wheel mechanism. I am going to use contacta over here, mainly because it will have a stronger bond. Let's unclog it first. So simple and easy. You just attach the wheels onto the mechanism. You have to be careful only for one thing. You have to make sure that the wheels are not sitting in an angle. We don't want a cambered vehicle. This is not a drift machine. It is a simple staff car, so they look solid to me. Let's leave this aside, and now we are going to grab these two pieces and the two wheels. So this piece actually is a part of the rear suspension system of a Beetle. Looks like a part. It's not the same, the exact same copy of it, but looks like it. And you simply need to attach the wheel in this knob over here. Once again, I will use contacta because it is a stronger bond and because I am running low on extra thin. Because for reason unknown, whenever I shop in an online model store, I always forget to grab glue. And that's it for step number 1. We have assembled our road wheels and suspension system. Now we are going to move on step number 2, which is going to be our dashboard assembly together with the steering wheel, steering column, and of course the dashboard itself. Back for part 2, and as I've said before, we have the dashboard assembly. One thing I want to note is that I forgot to note it on my review, is that although we have some detail, which is although we have some gauge detail, it is really soft, and probably my camera won't even okay, you see, it is pretty soft, as I've said. Anyway, huge bummer that CMK, can't remember. Yep, CMK. Sorry, guys. CMK did not include decals for the cluster, gauge. You know, like the tachometer and stuff like that. So huge bummer about it. I believe that every car kit should have decals for the clusters, because it is a nice detail. And it helps you to have it easily helps you to have a more detailed interior. Anyway, 3 parts: dashboard, steering column, and steering wheel. Easy as pie. Oh, come on, it clogged again. Quick tip once again, guys: if you have needle tip glues and they are clogged, keep a lighter nearby. This is the quickest way to unclog them. Maybe not entirely the safest, but it is the quickest. Will you help me? No. You can hear the glue. There we have it. Miracle. So let me see. There is an indentation onto the steering column. I think that it goes like so. Let me check the instructions. Yes. So onto the steering column there is an indentation that goes over here at this part, and I almost forgot it. Good thing that I remembered to check. Oops. And there we have it, guys. This is our dashboard assembly. I'm gonna leave this aside, and we are going to move to part 3, in which I am not going to attach the road wheels. I am just going to work onto the rear of the chassis. Moving on with our beetle, guys, we have made it to step number 3, possibly the most easiest step, mainly because I won't glue anything, and anything you see lined with the yellow highlighter won't be glued until now. Parts 33 are the clear lenses for the tail lights, so they're gonna stay put until it is painted. Front and rear suspension system are gonna stay put until I paint and weather the chassis. Same goes for part 22, which covers the front steering rack, the steering rack mechanism. So in this step I am only going to glue the rear bumper. Yeah, why not? Apart that, I wanna show you something that I discovered just by toying with the beetle as I was cleaning parts. As you can see, I can also build a lowrider beetle, a lowered beetle, just by gluing parts in an unnatural way, in a different way. When I say different, I mean this thing goes to the other side and this thing the same. So if you flip them over, it instantly becomes lowered. Same happens here. Sorry for that, guys. So I can do it lowered by flipping the parts here and by gluing this on an angle, and it becomes like that. Okay, jokes aside, if you glue them normally like so and like so, beetle looks like that. Beetle looks like how can I call it? Like a 4x4, like a jeep, like it's supposed to be look for an army vehicle. So, jokes aside, time for me to attach the rear bumper. Let's tear it apart. So simple, easy as pie. I must say. We need to glue. Oh my god! This one over here. Let me do some final cleaning because I forgot, as always. That's unfortunate for me. And here we have it. Step number 4 is finished. Nope, step number 3, sorry guys. And we are going to move to step number 4. Okay guys, we are in to step number 4, the busy step number 4. If you ask me, busy, if you come to think about filming purposes. So what I'm going to do to this step, I am going to work over here. I'm gonna separate it in 2 sections. First section is the rear. I'm gonna work over here in the back at the mounting parts for the rear seats, and I am going to add also these accessories onto the rear bumper. Anyway, you're gonna see as I go. I wanna describe it and do it, and then do it. So let's move on to the assembly straight away. So I am going to grab part number 7, which is this one. Keep in mind, guys, that one side is sloped. The sloped side looks towards the front of the vehicle. So let me start applying my glue, and of course, yep, it needs unclogging like every time. And always I forget it before I press record on the camera. Because if I was organized, that wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be the same person. So over here we have notches. I don't know if you can clearly see. You can see a hook in the rear. That's how I'm gonna call it. So this thing sits on that hook and over here on that front notch, like so. Apart that part, we have another one. We have the back of the seat, you know, the thing that we use to, anyway, you guys know what I mean. I don't know why I am trying to describe things that I cannot describe in English. Oh no, no. Oh, come on. Let's do that again. I applied too much pressure. Okay. Looks like we're in. Looks like. Anyway, just to be sure, I'm gonna attach the car body just to be on the safe side, and I am going to check. Yeah, we are looking pretty good. So another part of the interior that I want to take care of is the pedals of the vehicle. Now, pedals are going over here in this notch over here, if you can call it a notch. So we are going once again to apply glue, grab our part. As you can see, it is keyed. It has a square indentation that fits over here. Let me bring the part closer, because test fitting is always easy. I don't have a camera in front of my face. Okay. And finally, for the interior wise, finally we need to attach our dashboard assembly. Now I'm not gonna glue that permanently in place, because I need to paint this space, and I also need to detail paint the pedals of the car. So blue tack is my friend right now. We are going to use it just to get an idea of how it is supposed to look. So once again, we are going to test fit. Looks quite good to me. I know, guys, that you cannot see it, but you have to take my word about it. And that's all for the interior for the time being. Now we need to move over here onto the exterior, and we need to attach these two half moon shaped parts onto our rear bumper. So onto our rear bumper, I don't know how much my camera can catch, but there are two indentations, one over here and one over here, and those two correspond to this tiny part. I am using extra thin because I want the part to instantly glue, instantly hold in place. Yep. Nope. Nope again. Of course you're going to fight me until the very end, and of course you're not gonna help me. You're not willing to make my life easier. I think that's okay. So up to this point, you are supposed to be looking at something like this. Now for the rest of step number 4, we are going to move over here at the front, which means that we need to choose between normal headlamps or no-tech lights. Of course, and I am going to opt for no-tech lights in this case, because I don't like the part of the clear headlights of this kit, so no-tech is for me, and because I am making the less fancy cam mode version of the vehicle. So apart the headlights, we need to take care of the front bumper. We need to glue the same tiny pieces as the rear one, these two, and we need to glue another tiny piece on top of it, on top of that bumper. Part number 2 of step number 5, guys. I pre-made the front bumper off camera. As you can see, parts were really tiny. It is a 4-part assembly, so I opted not to do it in front of the camera, guys, mainly for you not to get boring and for me to keep my sanity intact. So we are going to attach it over here in the front of the vehicle as expected, since it is the front bumper after all, and I'm already screwing it up. Trusty fingers will do the job nicely. Let's see. Come on. There. And now we are going to move on to the headlights. Both headlights are molded in clear plastic, so don't worry. As I've said, I opted for the no-tech ones, the closed type, low visibility type. Our friend needs the no visibility lights to do his work. As you can see, he's still over here, keeping me company. He's trying to take a crap on my bench for at least a week now. Poor fellow. So let's leave him aside, and with that done, we have finished the part number 5 of our main assembly. There. And you should be looking at something like this if you follow the build exactly. Part 4, sorry guys. Now we are moving to part number 5. So part number 5 has drivers and co-drivers, seat, sub-assembly, transmission tunnel, and the rear seat. What are we going to attach? Okay, I am gonna clean every part. I am gonna do one of the two seats, front seats, off camera. The other one we're gonna do it on camera for you guys to see it. I also am going to attach the rear seat and the transmission tunnel. Moving on to part 5, guys. So let's start from the easy stuff first. Let's start from the transmission tunnel together with the shifter knob and the handbrake. Luckily the handbrake is on parked position, because we don't want the vehicle to start moving on its own while our driver is busy. So as you can see, 2 holes, the handbrake part has 2 holes as well, corresponding, easy peasy lemon squeezy. And 1 hole, the thing over here for the shifter knob. And this sub-assembly will stay put over here until it is time for us to attach it onto our vehicle. Now, as I've said before, I have assembled one of the 2 seats. This is probably going to be the driver's seat, because I have left it to cure for a moment over there while I was sanding parts, and this one will be the one that I am going to toy with to find the proper position of everything. I don't know if that made sense. At least it made sense in my mind, at least. I hope you guys get what I mean. So now these 4 parts are the parts for the drivers and co-drivers assembly as well. Huge plus to CMK for the nice detail on drivers and co-drivers seats, but huge minus the lack of detail for the rear seat. This is a plain bench, but whatever. Okay, we're gonna stick with it. So let's grab the part that our bum is sitting on. If you flip it over, you can see it has 4 holes. Let me apply my glue in all 4 of them, and now we need to grab the parts that look like grab handles. I call them I call them grab handles if you remember in my unboxing. They go like this over here, one on this side, the other one on the other. Let me toy with them a little to bring them in their proper position. Of course, not drop the parts. And now the back seat over here, it goes like so. So I am going to apply glue over here. This part is a little bit weird in my eyes because it has no clear corresponding places. It is not keyed, no part is keyed for the seats. So their assembly it is a little bit iffy in my eyes. God, I am moving things here and there all around while nothing is dried. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this aside as well, give it some time to cure, and now I am going to explain you my intentions. I am not gonna glue nothing inside the interior of the vehicle, nothing except the transmission column, and I am not gluing anything because I want to detail paint everything in our next episode. So things are going to be held in place by blue tack. So rear seat goes over here at the rear as expected. If you have placed it, be careful, be wary, I should say, be very wary that these two corners need to go inside these two indentations, so this part is kinda keyed. You're gonna hear a distinctive click sound, at least in my case, I hear it, or I feel it, to be more precise, in my hands, which means that the part is in position. Now, the only part, as I've said, that I am going to glue is the transmission channel. Got it in place the first hand. And I would need to pause the video, guys, for a moment. Where was I? Sorry guys for the break. Little one woke up, so I had to take care of it. If I remember correctly, we were in the point we were supposed to fit the driver's and co-driver seats onto the interior. So these two parts are another part that I'm not gonna glue in place. I'm not gonna glue permanently in place for the time being, so I'm just gonna blue tack them over there just to have a look. Let me attach the first one, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how they go in place. So if you take a closer look, we have two gaps, one over here and one over here, and in those two gaps these rails are supposed to fit. So seems like Blue Tack is my friend for this build. Okay, they may not exactly be in place, but they are good enough for test fitting purposes. Okay. Oh, and we are fine, if you ask me. So once again, if you follow the series, if you are building alongside with me in the while finishing step number 5, you are supposed to be looking something like that, approximately, of course, because the seats are not exactly where they are supposed to be. I mean, I need to fine tune them a bit, but nothing that worries me for the future. Anyway, let's leave this down for a moment and let's see what step number 6 has in stock for us. So on to step number 6, we are start to work onto the car body, and we are going to attach the door cards. So door cards are of course going to be attached not permanently for with Blue Tack, because I will need to detail paint them as well. And of course I am going to attach every small little pieces you see over here. Onwards for part 6, guys, and this is the part of the tiny parts galore. Now, before I start, I wanna inform you that I have cleaned the majority of the vehicle. I have removed some seam lines from here. Accidentally I cleaned one raised seam line over here, but that's okay. It's not gonna be seen the way I'm gonna position the vehicle in my diorama. And we are moving forward. So let's take care of the small parts first. Probably you won't be able to see something on my bench, but believe me, it is littered with tiny pieces. So first piece is the rear license plate lamp, which is a clear piece. Oh god, no. And which piece I am going to attach using my fingers, because it is a sloped piece and escapes my tweezer. Come on. have it. Now we are going also to attach the rear view mirror. Keen-eyed amongst you will see that I haven't taken care of the injection mold marks over here because I don't care. Nobody's gonna see them. They won't be visible, so no need for me to take care of them. We have a rear view mirror as well. And now we move towards the door handles. Let's see if I can get them properly in position. If I can get them looking right. Okay, there. And the other side. I am concentrating, guys, that's why I'm not talking. Boom. Looks just about right now. We are gonna attach the latches that open and close the hood as well. Front hood and rear trunk door. To be honest with you guys, in this car the rear is the hood and the front is the trunk door. But I am sure that everybody knows that. Be steady. Yeah, right. I wish. Okay. No. You will be positioned. All right. Now in this step I will also need to attach the door cards, as I've said, but I wanna point something out. door cards are supposed to be attached over here, of course, on the inside of the door. But we have a small issue, nothing that we cannot fix, but I'm gonna show you. Let me attach the second one and I am going to explain you everything. Okay. So if you take a closer look, due to me using blue tack and not extra thing or any other modeling cement, the door card isn't sitting flush with the car body. To properly attach it, I am going to I have to use clamps and modeling cement to get it sit flat. Now, because this part isn't sitting as flat as possible, the door card hits the rear back of the seat, like so. I will show you. See? And we cannot fit it. So I am going to remove the door cards for the time being, of course, as expected, and I am going to take care of this small issue later. And when I mean later, I am talking about after the painting stage. Now let's reattach our seat. Let's check if every tiny part is in position, and yes, it is. And here we have it, guys. Our beetle is almost complete. Now, final step is step number 7, which has the addition of this part that I have already added, the latch for the front trunk, and it also has the addition of the windshields and side windows of the car, which have to wait until I will paint the whole vehicle. So we are going to leave this aside. We are gonna leave step 7 up until the very end as expected. Same goes for the window wipers. These will have to be attached after the application of the front windshield. So step number 7 for the time being is irrelevant. Now let me temporarily attach the wheels onto our car so we can have a better look. And guys, I am back. As you can see, this is our Volkswagen Beetle Type 82E. Main assembly finished. The car is, of course, mocked up. Half of it is in place due to blue tack. And here is a closer look. Took me 2 days to build, and must be 6 hours in the row, if I remember correctly, together with me scratching my nuts and watching videos and sanding parts. So if anyone sits down without scratching anything, and without watching videos and just cleaning and building this thing without recording, without anything, this is an enjoyable 4-hour build, I will have to say. Now, I am going to wrap this episode up since the main assembly of the vehicle is finished. And with all that said and done, we have made it to the end of this episode as always. On our next episode, guys, I will probably start painting the whole thing, and I am toying with the idea to do it in front of the camera. And I need your opinion, guys. Do you want me to do it in front of the camera, tear it apart and show you my paint process step by step? Please answer me on the comment section below, because your opinion matters, as always. Not so much, but it matters. And I hope that you guys found this video helpful and interesting and stick along for the next one. Before I go, I want to thank each and every one of you guys that watched this video. A special thank you to all my subscribers, old and new ones. You guys are the best, and you are the reason I keep doing these videos. For the newcomers out there that encounter one of my videos for the first time, welcome, guys. I hope that you like what I do. If so, you all know what to do. Leave a like, comment with your thoughts and opinions, share the video if you believe it deserves to be shared, or even consider subscribing for more builds to come your way. Until the next time, fellow modelers and friends, take care and model on. It was that Mofo Demon, signing out.